What's up, tribe? This is Family or Fiance, season 1, episode 2. This was a train wreck. This was some hot buttered, you know what? I'm torn. It's so much to say, and I am torn between, was this real? Was this just all set up for TV? Because this was so over the top. So ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to just go through it. We got Karan and Ashley. They've been dating for 3 years. They knew each other in high school, reconnected probably through Facebook or Instagram or something like that. And they've been dating for 3 years. Ashley has never met his family. They've been engaged for 9 months. Ashley has never met his family. Red flag number 1. Because there's no way. There's no way that I'm going to be dating somebody for 3 years and I don't meet their family. I'm sorry. No mother, no father, no sister, no nothing. So that's the first problem. The second problem is Karan's family is very religious. I mean, like, his mama was talking in tongues at one point religious. And he's not walking that strict and narrow path. He drinks, he smokes, him and Ashley having sex, you know. And his thing is, I know how my mother is, and I know that my mom is very conservative, very religious, and basically, I guess she feel like she got to sort of slow walk. He has to sort of slow walk Ashley into meeting his family. So, Ashley's, Karan's mom has already had an opinion about Ashley from a picture she saw. The picture was very provocative and she didn't like it, and she's already sort of has an opinion about Ashley. And so does the sister and the stepfather. On the other side, on Ashley's side, her mom is a lesbian and in a long-term relationship with her wife. And Ashley brought the mom, the wife, and a friend. We're going to get back to that friend in a minute. That's who is coming. They don't like Karan. They think he's arrogant. They don't think that he treats her very nice. So neither side of the family is really for this marriage for different reasons. So they get to the house and the task, you know, they meet with Miss McMillan. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. They meet with Miss McMillan, and the first task is Ashley's going to have to go shopping with Karan's mom and sister because, you know, one of the things was that her mom doesn't like the way Ashley dresses, so that's going to be an exercise where they can kind of work on that together. Then the other one is Karan is going to have to answer 20 questions from her family. Okay, those are the tasks. So the families arrive, and before the families got there, they up in the room drinking a beer. And Ashley is like, you know, I ain't going to be nothing that I'm not. I'm going to be me. I'm not putting on no front for anybody. And, you know, when the parents got there, he was like, I'm leaving my beer here. She was like, you leaving your beer here? Oh, for real, for real? Oh, so they like holy. And I'm like, what have y'all been talking about for the last 3 years that you don't know that his mom doesn't even want him drinking a beer, you know? And so she leaves the beer, but then she ends up telling the mom that they were drinking a beer. And he was like, Ashley. She was like, what? And I was like, okay, this is going to be a problem because I'm torn because she shouldn't have to pretend like she's somebody she's not. I respect that. If you're drinking a beer, boo, you're drinking a beer. But the flip side is, you know that is something you already know that his mama ain't trying to hear that. I don't feel like it was I don't feel like she would have been lying to not share it. But the flip side is you didn't have to share it because nobody asked you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you volunteered that information because you wanted his mother to know and you wanted a response. Because off the break, you in defense mode. You didn't have to say nothing about the beer. But anyway, that's the least of Miss Ashley's antics for the weekend. So they have the family meeting, and you know how they do with the family meeting. They go around the room and basically say, what is it that you don't like about? Why do you think we're not going to be compatible? So Ashley's family basically says, I don't think he treats you right. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think, they being real blunt about what they don't like about Karan. So then it gets to Karan's family, and they're pretty much saying the same thing, but they're talking about, their thing was they think Karan is still in love with her ex-girlfriend. So that's what set this whole thing off. Because my thing is, her family was a little disrespectful, I think, in how they were talking about her. I mean, how they were talking about Karan. But her family kind of got set off because she was talking about, and they were talking about the whole other girlfriend situation. And she was like, well, who's the other girlfriend? Why would they say that? Why would they say you in love with somebody else? Who is it? Where's this coming from? And she was like, and I don't like your sister. Your sister got an attitude. And I don't like how she coming off of me. And I'm going to say something to her. You know me. You know I'm going to say da-da-da-da-da. So they getting ready to go out to eat. Go shopping. And Ashley tells the sister, like, I ain't really feeling you. I don't really feel your vibe. You just got a vibe. And the sister was like, well, what is it that I've done? And the sister is a little standoffish and is acting a little, she is giving a vibe. But again, I don't know if I would have handled it quite the way Ashley did. But again, I'm not saying she was wrong for saying to the sister, I feel like you've already judged me. I feel like you're not feeling me. Like, what's that about? So the sister was basically at that point like, I'm ready to go. Like, I don't know what this is about, but I'm ready. Like, all this, I ain't here for it. I'm ready to go. So they end up going shopping. They asking him 20 questions. While they asking him 20 questions, it's the stepfather's cooking in the background. He on the grill. Here's the biggest thing that comes out while they asking these 20 questions. Come to find out, the friend that Ashley brought with her isn't a friend. She a friend. That's an ex-girlfriend. Ashley's bisexual, and that's one of her ex-girlfriends. What made it worse was Karan didn't find out about that until the night before they were going, that this was somebody she had a sexual relationship with. So he's sort of like blindsided by that. But of course, the show must go on. She's there now. The stepfather in the background on the grill like, what? What you mean, her ex? Who's ex? Where the ex at? Because of course he's looking for a man. And they have to explain, no, she's the ex. And he said, well, is there something still going on? She said, no. She said, I wouldn't be sitting here. If it was something still going on, I wouldn't be sitting here if she was still my woman, across from the man she gonna marry. Like, that ain't how I roll. Honey, that stepfather ain't know what to do with himself. He was just like, what? But I was confused too, because I was like, what? That don't even make sense to me. Why would you bring an ex to be one of the people to decide if this is somebody I need to be with? Honey, it was a mess. Now let's get to the boutique, because that's where this shit really went down, at the boutique. They're shopping. Ashley decides she's going to confront the sister again and says, who is it? Who is this woman that you think that my brother is in love? I mean, that your brother is in love with. Who is she? And the sister was like, look, that's not my place to say that. You need to talk to my brother about it, and y'all need to have that conversation. She was like, well, wait a minute. Now I got to go talk to your brother, but you brought it up. You were bold enough to bring it up and say, so you need to tell me who it is. So the sister was like, I'm not getting ready to do that. You talk to my brother about it. That's not my place. So they end up getting into it again. And she was like, why do you keep coming at me? My mother said the same thing, but you're not saying nothing to my mother. You just coming to me about it. Why you keep coming to my mother about it? I mean, why you keep coming at me? I done already told you. That's just how I feel. That's my opinion. If why is it bothering you so much if you don't think it's true? And the sister ends up leaving out the store. So the mother starts talking to her, honey, Ashley gonna say, if it's, because they bleeped out the girl's name, if it's so-and-so, I already know about her. And if it's so-and-so, we done already brought her into our situation, and I love her too. You don't know what Karan be doing. And she told the mother that they have a threesome. She said, I'm bisexual. and that they engage in threesomes. Honey, that mama was like, well, look, I don't agree with that. She was, and the mother said, I love the person, I hate the sin. I'm not saying I agree with that, but again, that's important because, see, what Ashley heard was, your mother hates me and your mother judged me because I'm gay. And the mother said, look, I don't agree with that lifestyle. It's an ungodly lifestyle, but it's not, I don't hate the person. I hate the sin. And I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be praying for your mother and her friend, you know, because I just don't agree with that lifestyle. But I don't hate your mom because of that lifestyle. And she said that. But what Ashley heard was, she was like, well, my mother's a lesbian and I'm bisexual, so you just hate us. You just hate us. You don't like us. That's what that is. That's what's going on. Honey, they get back to the house, and all hell broke loose. I mean, all hell broke loose. And again, Ashley's thing is, you're not telling your mother all of what's going on. And your mother doesn't know anything about me. So, yeah, I told your mother I was bisexual. Yeah, I told your mother about, you know, that I knew all about the ex-girlfriend or whatever. Because they were coming at me, and I was feeling some kind of way. And I understand a lot of where Ashley's coming from. She was feeling insecure anyway. And she was feeling judged. You know, and his family was judging her. His family did have an opinion. They get back to the house, honey, and the mother said, let me talk to you, Kron. Come on, talk to you. And she pulls him aside and she said, look, this ain't how you were raised. She said, you know, we are godly people, and what you're doing is not godly, and this isn't how you were raised. She said, I can't do this. I don't want no parts of this, you know, and we leaving. We get on the plane, and you coming with us. I said, oh, okay. So Karan goes back into the house and he confronts Ashley. He said, why in the hell would you tell my mother that we have threesomes? Why would you tell? Like, why? She said, and you know, of course, now, again, Ashley's in defense mode. So they end up having this huge argument. The mother was like, look, we leaving. She asked her stepfather, you ready to go? Stepfather was like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And the mother said, look, we leaving and I'm not leaving without you. And she starts praying over him. And she starts speaking in tongues, honey. And he was like, look, all I asked for y'all was 3 days. You can't give me 3 days like y'all always do this. I can't never rely on y'all. Y'all don't never give me y'all support. All I asked for was 3 days. You can't do that for me. His mother was like, look, no, I can't. I can't be a part of this. No. Honey, they packed their stuff up and they leave. They went to the hotel for the night because, of course, their flight doesn't leave till the next day. The OWN network wasn't getting no change of flight fees for them, okay? So they went to a hotel. Ashley and Karan end up arguing again, honey. They end up getting into it again, and they go see the counselor the next day. Here's the boom shiggity right here. Ashley lied. They never had a threesome. See, that would have been it for me. That would have been it for me. All that other stuff is bad enough, but then you lied to my mom over something like that. You know how my mother is. You know my mother is very religious and very godly, and you lied to my mother about us having a threesome? But this is the person I'm supposed to be bringing into my life. How is my mother ever going to accept you with that? Even if my mother gets past the sexuality piece of it, the fact that you lied to her. So Karan was like, the bisexuality piece, he was like, I don't know if I can live with that. Like, it's a deal breaker for me. And again, Ashley was like, well, he ain't been having a problem with it. And the counselor had to explain to her, no, you're not hearing what he's saying. Something that you will accept as behavior in a relationship is different than something you will accept in a marriage. And Karan was like, I told you I had a problem with you being with women. He was like, yeah. You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, I like the fact that you like women, but I don't want that in my marriage. And, again, and if I'm offending somebody, drop it in the comments. I mean no disrespect, and I mean no offense. In my opinion, being bisexual doesn't give you license to cheat. Just because you're bisexual and you're attracted to men and women, but if you're in a monogamous relationship with a man, that doesn't give you permission to be with a woman and then say, but you knew I was bisexual. And it kind of sounds like that's where Ashley's sort of going. Some of the things she said, that's kind of how I took it. And if that ain't how she meant it, then I'm sorry, I'm wrong. But she was just like, well, you knew I was bisexual. He knew I was bisexual. Yeah. That doesn't mean he wants a woman in the relationship just because he's accepted the fact that you have an attraction to women. That doesn't mean he wants women in his relationship. Does that make sense? Am I tripping? So, honey, he called that thing off, okay? I mean, he called it off, and they said they have not spoken to each other since the episode was over, and it looks like Ashley and the girlfriend, the girl she bought, Kendra, her friend that she bought, it looks like they ain't done being friends, okay? That thing was a hot-butted mess. And like I said, I don't know if that was all just set up, because that was just way too much. It was too much. Like, I've been talking for 15 minutes, and I promise you, there's a whole lot I ain't even said, y'all. Check that episode out. It's just a lot. It's a lot. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.